Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino, checking in on IOTA. This is a really good lesson to see what happens when you blow through levels, and we're using the 4-hour chart as our main chart, and we don't stop. So here's what you need to do. Let me update the retracement levels first. Let me pull them up to the most recent highs. Now, what we're going to then do is, what we do is drop to the 1-hour chart, and we watch for a pause in here. So for example, we could take this, we got a nice pause here, and we can drag these levels up to there and see where they play out on both sets of levels. And then you can at least get to, it's not as strong as the 4-hour chart, but at least gives you an idea. So this gives you an area of 196 to 199. See, it spiked into 200, it spiked again, and then came back down. Series of divergences also up here. Now we can go back to the 4-hour chart, and we can really update the stronger levels by coming up and saying, okay, now we're looking for the levels up in here. And let's go update them like so. And I'm going to take it off this last major run up too. So we have the long run up all the way from the bottom and the last major, and we're looking for clusters up here. And we have a nice cluster coming in about 214 to 216, intermediate level 208, then the long-term level 229. Now, this was a very, on a short time frame, a double top, so you can also look for the pullback levels of the double top should we continue lower. I'll just put those on the chart for everybody so you see what we do. We come in here and go to our 0.5, 0.75, and 1 levels, and these are levels if we do not hold the rotation zone. So we already hit the 0.5 level on this pullback to 180, but if we come back down and break through there, you can watch for 177, and then really the 173 full target sort of gives you an area that we can watch for a bigger pullback and then a rotation back up. So let's check in on that daily chart, see how that ties in. There's 173. Watching for a pullback there. We might pull back a little beyond there to about 169, but that would be a really nice area. We have divergences coming in here, higher price, lower RSI. You know, you had a double top on the shorter time frame, and again, we could easily 166 to about 170. That's prior resistance becoming support and the rising rotation zone. That's what I'd be watching for on a bigger pullback if we break through the 4-hour rotation zone without getting a strong push higher. Also, you'll see at 25% pullback is just above the final target. So you got a lot of things clustering in here. That would be a great place to target for the bigger pullback and the rotation back up. Switching over to Litecoin, look at these levels. All right, here's your major level, 156. Pretty much nailing it. 3 tries to get through the major level and then pulling back. Let's update our retracements. Oh, actually, that's going to be the other thing. So let's update the other levels in first. That's what it wants me to do. So I will not argue. So we'll see where the next set of levels brings us. Now I can do the retracements right now. Actually, that's going to be slightly off. Bear with me for 1 minute. I want to get it as accurate as possible. All right, we did close below the rotation zone. We got back up. We tried to spike back. We also closed below the 25% level. We're looking. We have some divergences again. We're getting divergences all over the place. Waning momentum. So next key area we'd be watching for the pullback based off the 4-hour would be 138 to about 140. Should we break back down? We couldn't even on this rotation get back above the 8. So that's what we'll be watching for on that. Let me just switch over to daily chart because we can see our new levels up here. So no real great clusters here. Let me just look for the major levels then. So the major levels are 162.81 and 168.53. Right now we pulled back to the bottom of that rotation zone, spiking back up, holding on at least right now, right above the 50. If we pull back down, then you're going to want this 139 level is going to be very key. And if we break through that, then we'd be watching for about 135 to 134 to 135 next levels. No divergences on the daily time frame yet. So let's just see. Let's check back in on that 4-hour just to look. So I'd be watching if we do get a rotation back up above the 12.5% retracement level with a nice green bar. Then you could. That's a good entry to then retest that 157 and then look for that 162 and eventually the 168. But again, be patient. Let price action prove it can rotate back up before we get the bigger pullback. That's why we're just sitting on our hands watching what price action does, especially being a Saturday, because a lot of times these things resume trading actively Sunday afternoon USA time. So that's when we really watch for these strong pushes. That's why we're being patient now. That's what we have for you on IOTA and LITECOIN, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.